Have you ever wanted an easy and interactive way to run and share our code? Do you want to document your coding decisions and make them accessible without lines and lines of comments? My name is Jenny Varghese, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to get started on Jupyter Notebooks to write, run, and share friendly code. Before we get started, first things first, I'd like to give a shout out to Repro Rehab, the program for which I am TAing, and these videos are a part of the series for Repro Rehab. Repro Rehab is really a champion for using data science methods in rehabilitation research. So if you get a chance, check out their website. It's reprorehab.usc.edu. Okay, so let's get started. Now, if you're wondering if Jupyter Notebooks is the right tool for you, or why you should make the switch to Jupyter Notebooks, there are two really important reasons why Jupyter Notebooks as a tool far exceeds in capability compared to our Markdown files. The first reason is that code is directly executable within a notebook. You can see some ggplot code here. You can change things really quickly. Suppose you're in a meeting with colleagues and you want to quickly plot something else to show them. You can do this on the fly because code is executable, something you wouldn't be able to do with R Markdown. Related to that, not only is it executable, it's contextualized. In other words, you have really neat, rich text cells that pad all of your code to give you a neat, well-organized notebook. So you can go back, look at your reasoning, look at the equations that you use to maybe compute a variable. All those kinds of things are possible in a well-organized Jupyter notebook. The second important reason you should switch to Jupyter Notebook is that not only does it run R code, which is what I'm going to show you in this tutorial, but it runs a whole gamut of different coding languages. In fact, it was developed to run Python code first. It recently has integrated MATLAB code in it too. So this is really a one-stop shop for all your coding needs and for sharing notebooks that make sense to you and that make sense to your colleagues and people who don't look at code all the time. If this is of interest, keep watching because now we're going to go into the 3 steps that you need to install and run Jupyter Notebooks. Now, there are multiple ways to install and run Jupyter Notebooks on your device. But the one that I recommend and the one that we're going to see here now is through Anaconda distribution. The Anaconda ecosystem does all of the work for you, where all the dependencies for Jupyter Notebooks will be installed directly and gives you a really nice navigator GUI that you can use to get in and do other installations for Jupyter, Python, etc. Okay, so to do that, you would go to anaconda.com/download. If you prefer to sign up, you can do that, but you can also just skip registration and use a Anaconda installer that is appropriate to your device. The full Conda installation can be memory intensive. So if you want a lighter version, you can also do one of the mini Conda installers. Does pretty much the same thing. The next thing you should see is a screen like this once you've gone through the standard installation process. And towards the end of that, it'll show you that all of the setup required to run Jupyter Notebooks on Anaconda is now done, and you're ready to use Jupyter Notebooks. Okay, so now there are a couple of ways to check if your Anaconda installation was successful. The easiest way is to go to Anaconda Navigator, the app GUI that you downloaded. And once you open it, it's going to take a minute to initialize, and then you're going to see sort of 4 panes on the left. You're going to click on environment, and then you're going to see 2 or 3 environments here. You're going to click on Anaconda 3, and you're going to see a whole list of packages downloaded with Anaconda 3 that are going to be listed here. It's going to take a second to load all those packages. And once it does, you can search in on the packages Jupyter. And as you can see, everything that has Jupyter in its name will show up here. The one that we're most interested in is called Notebook. or Jupyter Notebook, and this is the 7.2.2 version. You can update it if you need to. But this is the notebook that we're going to be using. So all of the steps that we've done to install it have gone successfully, and Jupyter Notebook is now available. The second way you can check that your installation was successful is to go into your computer's terminal window or command prompt, and that's going to look like this. And here you can type in Conda version, and you're going to see a version number listed, which is going to be sort of 3 digits like this. You can also type in Jupyter version, and now it's going to list out all of the packages that you saw in the Anaconda Navigator.
I want this.
Say hi. Hi. Okay, so one last thing that you want to install now that you're ready to run Jupyter Notebooks is running the R kernel. I'm going to assume for this tutorial that you already have R installed on your device. So all now that you have to do is go into Anaconda Navigator, just like before, go into environments in Anaconda 3 and look up our IR kernel. And it's going to be listed in the uninstalled packages. So just remember to select all here. And once you have that, you can click on it and click on apply. And this is going to install your R kernel for Jupyter Notebook. So now, not only will you be able to run the default Python code inside Jupyter Notebooks, you'd also be able to run R. Now you are ready to run Jupyter Notebook, and all you have to do is go back to terminal and write Jupyter Notebook. And once you press enter, you're going to see a local server start up. And what you're going to see next is your root user directory and all of the folders and documents that are within it. Now, if you want to start a new R Jupyter Notebook, all you have to do is click on New and then scroll down, and you're going to see all your environments in here. So you're going to see R, you're going to see Python 3. You can click on R and it will open up a new window that's going to and see a list. Here's the code that we were looking at earlier. This is a fully annotated notebook, and I can write what each of the commands are doing. I can load libraries. I can insert an image that's from the web. I can insert a hyperlink, and so on. So it goes. And look at this beautiful table of contents on the side. Okay, that's all I had for you. I hope you were able to successfully install Jupyter Notebooks and the IR kernel to run our code. I hope you enjoyed this video and a guest appearance by my son. I'm hoping to continue this series and add more content on how to effectively use Jupyter Notebooks to import data, visualize data, and share this code book with others. If this is something of interest, continue watching this space and stay tuned.